I've been having a particularly challenging week. And this morning I was in a kind of a really dark spot, and I was praying, asking for guidance from Yeshua, from Jesus. And this is what came through, and I'm hoping to share it in case it helps someone else. It came out while I was journaling, so I'll read from my journal what I wrote, what came through. When you start walking this path that your heart is leading you down, you've got to commit all the way. Bad days, committed. Good days, committed. Because you understand what you're committed to transcends this human reality. What you're committed to just is. There are no ups and downs. That's human. When you're able to rise above the ups and downs of the human journey, there's a peace that surpasseth all understanding, and you can't use logic to get yourself there. You must surrender and trust. Even when the human world looks anything but trustworthy. That's why you must not rely on the metrics of this world. They are false. Rising up in God means always, not just when the illusion pleases you. It's a deep commitment to the unseen, a relationship, the only relationship that truly matters. And as soon as that came through, I just truly felt this deep sense of peace, like everything is going to be okay. And it washed this darkness away that I was sitting in. And I realized that this week I have been being shown these dark aspects of myself because I was being asked to bring love to them. I wasn't asked to ruminate. I wasn't being told this is what I deserve or this is who I am. I was being shown the parts of myself that I kept locked away in the darkness because I needed to bring the light to them. I needed to bring the presence of God to them. And as soon as I realized this, all this weight that has been on my shoulders this past week just lifted. And this peace washed over me. And I'm telling y'all, the answer was never to control or manipulate or fix the external world. It has always been to bring this presence to the world, to the darkness of this world. And with this presence, the darkness will lift. But when we get lost in the darkness, when we get lost in it and start hating each other for it, we're just bogging ourselves down even more. We're just making the darkness more thick and cloudy and harder to see the light. But when we can understand this, when we can bring this presence into the darkest of times, something miraculous will begin to happen. Because with this presence comes not only forgiveness, but the understanding that forgiveness is not necessary. And this peace of God will wash over the earth, and the darkness will cease to exist because it was always an illusion. And this isn't to say that there aren't times when you need to take aligned action in the physical world. You shouldn't just sit in the middle of in the middle of something horrific and just meditate, the peace of God. Like, there are times when it's time to use physical action, when it's time to use our words. But do it from a centered place, coming from God, coming from this peace, not acting out of rage from the ego, right? There's nothing shameful about our rage, but it's meant to be transformed and transmuted into something. It's not a place that we should act from. It's something that we alchemize within first and integrate it into ourselves, so then we can act from a whole, more understanding place, from the light within rather than from the dark within. Understanding our shadow or integrating our shadow doesn't mean we now act out of our shadow. It means that we have created space within to bring our shadow into the wholeness of our being and transmute it into the light. So now, rather than being in denial of the shadow, it has become a part of the wholeness of what we are, and we can act from God now rather than from that darkness. I hope that makes sense. That randomly just came out. I wasn't planning on talking about that, but anyways, I hope that if you are having a hard time and you feel like you can't see through the dark, that this journal entry brought you some peace, and I pray that it makes sense.